How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. I'm going to be doing something a bit different today. I'm going to be responding to Heavy Metallurgy's Metal Tag 2025. I saw this last year and went to... Well, I wanted to join in, but then didn't, and then the moment passed, so I'm going to do it this year. Heavy Metallurgy, predominantly it's Marty Worm and Let's Talk Metal, Alan. And I've been watching it for ages, and my watch later list is just stacked of episodes when they get me through my night shifts, and I always look forward to whatever album they're reviewing and discussing, or whatever bands they're doing a back catalogue review of. I always like to listen beforehand and then listen afterwards. And Marty, I've been following for ages as well. So yeah, so the Metal Tag is something they do where they want other YouTubers to respond to 20 questions. So I'm going to scroll down now and where is it? Yeah, they answer the 20 questions and then tag the Metal Tag and so on and so forth. So let's do it. Right, show the 25th item your choice in your collection. Well, where do I start? 25th item in my collection. Well, I'll tell you what. Shall we do the vinyls first? Let's do 25. Have I even got 25 vinyl? Don't know. Let's count the vinyl and pick one at random. So bear with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, here we go. I'm quite pleased with this one. This is Iron Age with the Sleeping Eye. I actually got this on CD with massively different artwork, and I got it just because I love this artwork on the vinyl. If you're into Eternal Champion, the singer of Eternal Champion, this was the band he was in first. And yeah, think a hardcore band that spent the last 6 months listening to Iron Maiden. So it's fast and thrashy in a hardcore way, but then you'll just get some awesome melodic leads and some classic metal sort of parts to the song, like passages, and yeah, really good gym soundtrack. And then that kind of paved the way really to Eternal Champion. So yeah, there you go. Right, next on the list is number 2. Oh no, that was number 2. Alright, let's go back one. Number 1. Name a release you're eagerly anticipating for 2025. I don't know of any just yet, but well, number 1 is Dark Angel. I know they've had a new album in the works for a while now, and I know someone who knows someone involved in that band, and ages ago they told me basically finishing touches and then it's being sent off to be mixed soon. So, and that was a while ago. And not only that, they've just announced that they're playing Whiskey A Go Go or something like that in January, and they're going to be playing new material for the first time since like 1992 or something like that. And a couple of festival dates have been announced as well. So there's definitely going to be a Dark Angel album this year, and I can't wait. What else? Right, back to number 3. Name an older band you checked out for the first time in 2024 and loved. Oh, well, bloody hell. There's been loads. A band I checked out in 2024. Do you know what, actually? I did recently... Oh, this just turned up the other day, funny enough. Yeah, this is just as good. I mean, these split up ages ago. This is a band called Crutch. It is Crutch, isn't it? Yeah. But they renamed themselves Alephian, and this album actually got re-released under the Alephian name. I got another one of their albums as well, and their second album is just you got to sell a kidney to get hold of a copy. So yeah, I was listening to them on YouTube and managed to track down a couple of copies, and that just turned up the other day. So there's them. I don't know if it was last year, 2024. It was probably 2023 to be honest, but 2024 I did do a retrospective on them, and that was King's X. And King's X are just amazing, and yes, it might not count in 2024, but 2024 is when I did the retrospective on them, and I did do a deep dive on their catalogue. I think it was 2023. I sort of collected it, and then it sort of sat on the shelf, ready for me to do the retrospective. But that's one band I've discovered recently where I'm just like, where have this band been all my life? And I felt stupid for not getting into them sooner. So yeah, King's X and Alephian, I think that's how it is. Right, number 4. How do you purchase most of your music? It's pretty much 99% is online. Pretty much all my money goes on Bandcamp and Discogs. Shame to say, I mean, I used to, back 100 years ago, I remember I was about 18, 19. Obviously, I was living at home. I would get paid. It was my first full-time proper job. Even then, I think I was on about, I would get paid about 13 to 1500 a month, which was a lot of money back then. Weren't bad money either for my age, and all I had to do is give my mum 200 quid, and then that money was mine. And yeah, I would take an empty rucksack like the one I still, take to work today. I'd go to London with one of them, and I would go to Tottenham Court Road, up into Oxford Circus, into Soho, onto the tube, into Piccadilly. No, I would walk through Soho into Piccadilly, then I'd get a tube to Camden, and yeah, there would be a massive HMV. There was a massive Virgin Megastore. There was a load of independent sort of second-hand shops in Soho. There was a Tower Records in Piccadilly Circus and a Tower Records in Camden. And then in Camden, you'd go to the Tower Records, but then you'd go up to the market and there'd be loads of bootleg stalls in the market. And I used to spend a fortune. And now I pretty much do everything online, shamefully. There's one HMV near me that does nothing. You're more likely to get Funko Pops in there than you are records. But with that being said, if ever I am out and about and I do see a record shop, I can't not go in it. But to be honest, a lot of the time, everything I want, I've already got anyway. But I do try and spend a bit of money if I can, when I do see a record shop. But yeah, pretty much everything is Discogs and Bandcamp. Where are we? Number 5. Show a heavy metal album that musically is really hard to place in a heavy metal subgenre. Oh, blimey. Do you know what? I just thought of one, but is that metal? An album that's hard to put in a subgenre. There's I'd say something obvious like Mr. Bungle, but that's not what you're after, is it? Do you know what, actually? I would say... hard to put in a subgenre. You watch, I'll think of one later that'll like nail it, but I can't think of one now. I'll have to come back to that one, I think. I'm on the spot. Right, let's come back to that one. Talk about an album you used to hate, but after years, it finally clicked, and now you can't get enough of it. That was Nevermore. I actually bought Enemies of Reality and took it back to the shop because swapped it for something else, and I've never forgiven myself. And now I love Nevermore, and I to this day I just like, what on earth were you thinking? But what I was listening to at the time, I think Warrell Dane's vocals you had to sort of get used to, and I had to get used to, and a lot of fans of the band did say to me at the time, yeah, that wasn't the best album to start with, and that was famously the mix didn't come out very well, did it? And Andy Sneap remixed it later on. Now it totally clicks, and I'm a massive fan of the band. So yeah, Nevermore, Enemies of Reality. Show an album that you blind bought in 2024. Blind bought. Well, I don't know if I blind bought that one actually. Let's think of something else. No, not that one. I blind bought it. I can think of plenty of albums that I blind bought, just not one that are from this year. Sacramental Blood, Turnian Demonarchy. Basically, look at that album cover. Yeah, I just looked at it and went, yeah, can't go wrong. And then looked on the back and went, yeah, they know what they're doing. And just grabbed that. Plus, I like that little thingy. I thought that looked cool. Yeah, I saw that and just picked it up once. Right, on to the next one. It's getting dark in here all of a sudden. Show a title that you own more than one pressing on the same format. Well, loads. Let's get the light on. Yeah, Nevermore again, basically. Here we go. I first got this box set nice and cheap because the flag that comes with it was missing, and I weren't too bothered about the flag anyway. I just wanted a one-stop shop, and I ended up damaging it when I opened it anyway, so it's worthless now. So, and then I bought. So basically, I've got all of the Nevermore albums in this box set, and then bought them all again on the gold disc editions on Brutal Planet Records. In fact, here we go. Look, for an album that I took back, I got the so I got the edition with the box set, if I can find it. Is it not in here? Of course it must be. Hold on, my hands are full. See, I've got the Brutal Planet edition. Let's put those back. The box set edition, and then yeah, picked up the black disc edition as well. So yeah, multiple. I've got obviously the same with the Obsidian Conspiracy gold disc edition, and I've got the box set edition of that as well. So basically, yeah, I just went mad on Nevermore. And here's something cool for you. There's this Godless Endeavour. And check that out. It's signed by this lineup, basically. Here you go. Let's put all this aside for the moment. I'll tell you one thing is I've got the whole Iron Maiden back catalogue. I've got the new remastered editions that came with the digipack. Do you remember it came with a box and a little Eddie figure? But I've still got these aren't the originals, but these were remastered before. Put them all together, makes an Eddie. Well, it's meant to make an Eddie, but here's one as well. I can show off. I've got the 3-disc edition of Leprosy. I think this one comes with a concert and a load of demo got rehearsal recordings and a gig. But I did have all the Century Media reissues of the Death albums, and then once these Relapse ones came out, I just made room and got rid of the other ones. I didn't see the point of keeping the other ones, but I got an original pressing. And this is signed by Terry Butler and Rick Ross. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's answered that one. Have I got some albums on all 3? Yeah, Metallica. I've got a Metallica box set. You get all 3 in that anyway, so that's kind of cheating. I've got some that are on CD and vinyl, but I don't think I've got anything that's all 3. Not that I can remember anyway. Oh, The Will to Kill by Malevolent Creation. I've got all vinyl, CD and cassette of that. But right, moving on. Blind Bolt, same format. Show off a grail, something you really wanted that you acquired in 2024. I didn't get any Holy Grails. I didn't get any Holy Grails, really. The only sort of Holy Grail I did get was Nephobia of Hell, because it had a Chuck Schuldiner solo on it, and it was out of print for ages, and I eventually pulled the trigger on that, spent a fortune on it, and then they reissued it. And the reissue, the artwork was slightly touched up, and I thought it looked better. So I just sold the original one. Not as much as I paid for it, but is that down here? Yeah, that's the album I'm talking about. I think was it Gene Hoglan drums on this? No, it's Terry Loreno. Used to drum in Nile. Yeah, that was impossible to get hold of until it wasn't. But I mean, I got Symbolic on vinyl. I got the white. It's the white vinyl, but that weren't released that long ago, really. But it was a limited edition. Was that a Grail? No, not really. I mean, everything gets reissued eventually, you know. Some bootlegs, maybe. Yeah, I mean, Made in England, that full-length one, but which turned out to be a bootleg anyway. But yeah, I've not really got nothing Holy Grail like, I'm afraid. What are we on for now? What Grail am I on the hunt for? Well, that's pretty much I answered the same question, really. Nothing's worth, you know. It's nice if you come across something that's a surprise, but if you're spending a fortune on something, it kind of sours the experience, really. It's nice to come across something you weren't expecting. And like I say, if there's something you want and you're looking at it and it's on eBay for some ridiculous amount of money, just leave it. it will get every single time I've done it. It's always been reissued not long afterwards, and I feel like a div. So don't do that. Boomerang album. Show an album that no matter how many times you purge it from your collection, another copy returns to you. Well, Nevermore came back sevenfold. I suppose Korn is one band. And Nirvana. My boy's getting into them. I got rid of my CDs ages ago. Let's just stop listening to them. There's certain albums, isn't it? Like you get them, and then your girlfriend's got them as well. But well, I'm married now, but so you end up with multiple copies. No matter how many times I get rid of it, always another one comes back. It's got to be something like your Panteras and your Metallicas and stuff like that, I guess. Show an album that you purge. Name an artist that you lost track of over time but reconnected with in 2024. Life of Agony. I listened to A Place Where There's No More Pain when it came out, but didn't bother buying it. I didn't buy Broken Valley either, and I didn't even know the Sound of Scars came out. And recent footage of the band at the Lou Collar, is that how you pronounce his name? Sick of It All singer. The footage that they did like a 40-minute set, and they were just on fire, and it made me want to check out the later albums. So I got them recently and been listening to them for a future retrospective. So Life of Agony is the answer to that one. Name a band whose debut album really impressed you. The debut didn't have to come out in 2024, but recently. Right. Oh, debut. I'm thinking of a band, but they've just released their second album. So does that really count? But they are, and that's Vitriol. I think are an amazing band, and they are gonna push death metal forward. Apart from that, I haven't heard a lot of debut albums, unless it's a debut album by a new band. It's like a culmination of already established. I'm still trying to think of an album that doesn't fit nicely into a genre. Debut album. Oh, I know. Yeah. Where is it? Best debut album of 2024. Century. Although it is the surviving members of Manila Road, but it's a debut album nonetheless. So there you go. Next up. No, where are we? Right. Show a band released that you bought in 2024 that's a direct result of watching someone's YouTube channel. Grace Disgraced. I've just had to rearrange today because I was trying to make room for everything. Bloody hell, like, most of my collections from watching, well, in the recent years anyway. I'll tell you what, I didn't buy this. I didn't buy this this year, but in testing Baalism, YXM, you got to blame for that one. What an amazing band, and I would never have heard of them if it wasn't for him. Grace Disgraced as well. I discovered them through Trey. What's his channel called? That's this. I reviewed this album this year, and his channel's in the description anyway. But yeah, I'm having a complete brain fart at the moment, and can't remember. It'll come to me though. It's right. Next one. Don't show a great album with bad cover art. The thing is, when an album's good, the cover art kind of makes it. Infernal Majesty, show no, not Infernal Majesty comes to mind. Morbid Saint. Where's that? Yeah, I think this is the. Yeah, even this was released this year. I mean, it's awful, but kind of awesome because you know where this album is so good, it just makes the artwork because you automatically you think of the music but yeah, that was kind of bad, but kind of awesome, you know. And the album sounds just like how it looks. So yeah, probably both Morbid Saint albums. There you go. Next up. Show an album whose cover art was created by one of your favourite artists. Well, you can't go wrong with Dan Seagrave, can you? Here you go, Demon Hunter. Can you? What's this one called again? Great Out Exile. That's it. Trying to get without a glare. But by Dan Seagrave, you can't go wrong with Dan Seagrave. All of his artwork's awesome. Next up, name an album that you would like to see reissued on vinyl or CD. Your prefer. Well, I wouldn't mind these that I mentioned earlier. I wouldn't mind these getting a decent reissue. Wouldn't mind this band getting a decent reissue either. If you like, again, we was talking about Nevermore a minute ago. If you like kind of melodic death metal and power metal in a Nevermore kind of way, check out Antithesis. They got a third album as well, but it's a different lineup. It was released ages ago. I'd like the reissue with the original artwork of this album. Ultimately, though, an album I'd like to see reissued. I wouldn't mind Death Symbolic getting the treatment that the other Death albums got through Relapse Records, but I know that ain't ever going to happen. I'll tell you what, here's one for you. This is a British band called Underall. Misfortune Comes by Means of the Mouth. That's an awesome album. I mean, getting that on a vinyl would be good. Maybe like spruce up the artwork with some liner notes and a bunch of photos from back in the day. That'd be good. Again, like everything pretty much. Yeah, I'll leave it at that, I think. I'd really like to see some. I'd really like a nice, like, proper, you know, whole kitchen sink edition of Symbolic with the demos, some live stuff, bunch of photos, stuff like that. That'd be cool. Right. Name an album from a genre you typically don't listen to very much. That's easy. I did a review of that yesterday. And that is Ryan Sanders' Defense Against Dark Arts. Not really into hip hop, but that guy is knocking it out of the park. Go check out my review of that. What band do you hope to see live in 2025? Again, Dark Angel. I'd love for them to do. They've only ever, since they reformed, when they've come to the UK, they've only ever done festivals. I'd like to see them in London doing a proper full headline, like a proper headline show, a full set. I've watched a couple in America on YouTube. I watched one recently where they did that run, where they were doing Darkness Descents in full, and they look awesome. I just, once I've seen Dark Angel, I've pretty much seen everyone I want to see. I'm really looking forward to Iron Maiden in June. Who else would I like to see? I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's loads of bands I'd like to see, but they're the one I can think of that I haven't seen that I'm really, really dying to watch at some point. But everyone else, within reason, I've pretty much seen. So, live thing. Oh, last one. Right, in closing, tell your viewers about two new YouTube channels you discovered in 2024, or just shout out two channels you enjoy. Right, I like everyone who everyone else likes. Obviously, Marty Worm, Heavy Metallurgy. Can't pronounce that. There's my mates in Metalcast, LV Podcast, Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews is another good one. And I'll tell you one I've discovered just a couple of days ago, funny enough, I've been watching lots of, is DTF's something. Let me just get it up one sec. Is it DTF's Dungeon? Yeah, DTF Dungeon I've been watching a lot of lately. And then, yeah, I like, Iridium, Metal Rock Reviews. My Music Corner's another good one. And Metalcast, LV Podcasts. And I'll try and tag them at the bottom as well. Right, I think that's it. We're done. So I've got a tag, metal tag, or Heavy Metallurgy in the bottom. I'll put the questions in the description as well. So if you're a YouTuber, you can answer the questions and share it and pass it on and have a bit of fun. Pass the love round. Mention some other YouTube channels. Let's get our subs up, get our views up, and let's get the ball rolling for 2025. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and sorry that was a bit random. Have we thought of that one yet? I'll have to follow up on that one. An album that doesn't fit into a subgenre. That is hard because there's so many subgenres. No, I'll have to follow that one up, I'm afraid. So, right, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, Happy New Year to everyone. If this is your first video, have a scroll through, have a look. I've done quite a bit. And, yeah, I'll see you all later.